and Lynn. And if we go along the row here, we see the parents of Tim Henman. There's Jane and Anthony, himself a fine sportsman. And at the back, Dean Goldfine, who is the coach, and you heard him probably just now, the coach of Todd Martin. So this is going to be a great test for both men, I think. Todd Martin must realize that with all the carnage of the seeds in the lower half of the draw, he alone stands as a seeded representative at number 13, and therefore should, on form, be the man to go through to the final. But of course, life isn't that easy. And although he has played pretty darn well here this year, nothing is certain on an occasion like this. So a lot of pressure on him, and a lot of American support, as all was here. And I'm sure they'll be pretty vocal in their support on American Independence Day of their hero of the day, Todd Martin. So he's had a pretty impressive route to this quarter-final, just the one set lost against Johansson of Sweden, who is another of these fast improving young players who I think will have a very, very bright future.
1 minute.
And he, of course, had to play that out on court 6. That wasn't easy for a man who's used to playing on the show courts. And Henman's passage to this quarter-final, famously a victory over Yevgeny Kafelnikov, the number 5 seed. That was the key that opened the door. 7-5 in the 5th, and everybody surely knows by now that he was 3-5 down, 2 match points down, and served those 2 aces. Then 2 Britons. So you could say, yes, he did have a kind draw, but he took advantage of it. And that Sapson match was delayed overnight. He had to resume at 5-all in the second set, lost it, and that could have been awkward, but the way he pulled himself together there was very impressive, as was his progress against a man he should have beaten, Luke Milligan, and did. And against Gustafsson, I thought he played quite wonderfully well. Gustafsson, a man of greater experience, could easily have upset the run of Henman in the 4th round. But Henman served well again, took his chances, crowded into the net, which I think, Mark Cox, is what he'll be doing today. It's really whether he's going to be serving well enough and is able to get his racket on Todd Martin's serve.
Yes, and of course Todd Martin has a very fine backhand return, but Tim Henman's assets are really quite considerable. One tends to focus a little bit negatively on what he doesn't have in a way, but he has an awful lot. His serve is, we said, improving. He has superb ground strokes, which are improving almost by the day, but at the net he has very, very quick hands, very confident at the net. He moves instinctively, he anticipates very well, and absolutely he needs to get on top of the net. He's got to prevent Martin dominating him from the net.
Ladies and gentlemen, Tim Henman won the toss and elected to serve.
So it will be Henman to open this quarter-final. Britain expects.
Let. Second service. Love 15.
An impressive start here by Martin. There's the trusty backhand hit with pinpoint accuracy.
15-30.
Very calmly done by Martin there. Difficult low ball, but all he wanted to do was to put the pressure on Henman by putting his imposing figure at the net. It worked.
(30-40). Deuce.
There's a little clue about his improvement and calmness. You always look for a good first serve when your break point down. He found it.
Advantage Henman. First game.
Well, Mark Cox, what a wonderful test to face and come through in the very opening game. He did it magnificently.
15-40, 2 break points down, and to hold a first game like that always puts you in the right frame of mind. It has a dual effect, I think. It certainly gives the player who has in successful confidence, but it also sows the seed, if you like, in the mind of the opponent that a chance has been missed at a very important part of the match. The first few games of any match are absolutely crucial to setting the tempo, and Martin started so well with 2 wonderful returns, and then Henman was up to the task. And the decisive factor with Henman there, coming back from 15-40, was the quality of his serve. He got his first serve in, absolutely important against the American.
Todd Martin to serve.
Oh!
Well, it was a fine volley right on the line here, if you watch it. And the bounce was low.
All. 30-15. 40-15. Okay, Martin.
Good serve.
One game on.
So both men have come through the initial test very impressively.
Love 15.
Ah!
15 all.
Both men had to reorganize their day, starting so early. Henman was out practicing with Jamie Delgado and Todd Martin with Malavia Washington.
30-15.
A typical Martin point, the early taken blocked return, allowing him a chance to come in and finish the job on a volley.
$40-30. Henman leads 2-1, first set.
And there was a nasty moment in that game when he had to play a very difficult first volley, and he hit it to within an inch or two of the line, and he did it again on the last point. He's playing well already.
What I like about this is he's varying his game there. He decides to stay back behind the wide kick serve, which opened up the space down to the forehand. And that's exactly what he's got to do. He's got to try to move Martin around. And this is the forehand. Look how he gets to the side of the ball, whips that racket head through, moving forward, shot down the line, which he's played so effectively throughout the tournament, that forehand. But Todd Martin is a very big man, 6'6". We know that, and obviously an imposing figure on the court. And invariably, bigger men do not move as well as smaller men, and that's exactly what Tim Henman's got to do. He's got to try to take Martin out wide on